What's up, everybody? I'm gonna do a weekend review here. We had a very busy week at the creditrepairshop.com. I'm looking at my employees' papers. They're starting to turn in their paperwork, and uh, obviously we sign up a lot of people every week. But I want to talk about people that we don't sign up because they are not in the position to have successful credit repair. A lot of people think that credit repair is just about writing letters and running away from debt collectors, and that is not the solution to credit repair. Unless you want things to come back onto you, or you end up trying to buy a house one day and they show that you have a judgment or some collection on you, uh, you want to have your credit done the right way. So we had several customers that did not sign up, and we told them that we would not sign them up with our company because of those reasons. And it's stated clearly on our website. And then, even if the person doesn't read it, when we do the review, we go through what's on their credit reports to make sure that they would qualify to be able to have their credit repaired. Because if they have too much debt, too many collections that will be proven uh, in the validation process, we want to be clear to let them know that they might have to settle some of those accounts to be able to be where they want to be at. Now, I want to talk about some of the some highlights from what happened this week. I was called almost every name in the book by some people on YouTube. I don't really care too much about that. I've been in business since 1990. I've had way more than that happen to me. I remember something that happened with I also own an advertising publication, and I tell this story, and this is a true story that happened to my wife when she was going around. We would go to the stores, and one of the customers, when he was paying his invoice, he ripped up $100 bill and said he'd rather rip it up and throw it away than pay us what he owed us for the ad that he ran. So it's going to take a whole bunch to try to hurt my feelings, because over the years, dealing with all different types of people from other countries, people that maybe didn't think that our business was worthy because I was a black man running the company. There's, I have very, very, very thick skin. You'd be surprised. Nothing really upsets me. Now, but some of the things that happened, other than being called names, is there was a big issue with 1099s. I had some on with 1099 C forms. This is a debt cancellation form where they consider that being income in the individual's pocket from an old debt. So, say for instance, a person had a credit card that they didn't pay. The company could sometimes try to continue collecting on it, or they can do what's called a cancellation of debt. So when they do that, they report that to the IRS on a 1099-C form, and they put that as income to that individual. And so some people were saying, I owe this money on taxes because I did not think that I had to report that as income. They didn't even know really what it was. When they saw debt cancellation, they were like, hey, the debt's canceled. I'm good to go. Another big one was, let's see here, just going through some of the questions on my list here. A person had one about an old credit card. It was within the statute of limitations for their state. They were sending, they had asked, okay, should they can they do a validation by phone? And I was like, no, you can't validate a debt by phone. Because if you end up trying to validate a debt by phone, you're going to give them all the information that they need to validate the debt. So what you want to do, if you have not received a document in the mail requesting a payment on a collection, then when they call you, you need to tell them to send it to you. Don't answer any questions about your job, finances, whatever. Just say, send it to me. I do not remember owing this debt. When you get it, then you do a validation to make sure that it's not something that's past statute of limitation, something that maybe was not included in a debt cancellation form. because that's we've seen that happen, and then also make sure that is something that they can legally come after you for. They got to prove that validation process. They have to prove everything to a legal standard to prove that they can come after you for that money. There was some questions about repossessions. Individual said that he had a repo, and I mean that he had a car he could not afford it anymore. He tried to give it back, and they would not take it back. And when I gave him his answer the first time, I was thinking maybe I didn't think about it. I kind of rushed it. Um, Sometimes it depends on what type of dealership you're dealing with. Some of the dealers, when they give loans, especially the bad credit loans, the lenders require those companies to take the debt. They require them to take the car back and try to resell it, because that's part of the terms on doing bad credit loans. Some of them, once they sell the car and they get the loan, it's out of their hands and there's nothing that they can do. They can't take the car back. The actual company that loaned the money would have to repossess the car. So that would be the proper answer that I should have told him on there, and I did type that into the questionnaire on there. Let's see, there was another one. This was another one about a credit card. Hey, what's up, Greg? Sitting here doing. Oh, I don't know. I'm sitting there doing my thing here. Okay. There was another one about medical bills that were unpaid showing up on their report, and they had talked about a credit card debt that had disappeared off their report, and they were wondering whether they should continue making payments on it and get it back restored to be able to use the card. And I had stated that if a credit card doesn't make it over 6 months, once it gets over 6 months, there's nothing that they can do. They're gonna charge off the card. That's required by law. That's required. They have to do that. But if you can redeem it within there, but it just like anything, it's dependent on the company. Sometimes once they've made it into the collections, there's no way that they're gonna allow the card to be reactivated, or even if you caught up on the payments, they're not gonna want to do that. Let's see here. Someone put something about a promissory note, and you see this a lot on YouTube. You saw it a lot with credit repair, where people are saying that a person should could they're when they're getting a loan, that they are not able to, like, let me just try to make it a clear way. A bank, when you go to get a loan, they sign for money at the Treasury Department, or I forget which, the Federal Reserve. They sign your name on a note to be able to get the money, and then the money is given to them. And a lot of people are saying that because you didn't directly sign your name and they opened that account, that you should not be responsible for that debt. Well, um, there's been plenty of people that have taken that avenue in court, and all of the ones that won, it was on a technicality. It was not on the basis that everybody tries to tell people on how that works. It will not work if you just try to say that you didn't sign for it at the Federal Reserve and that they opened an account. They're not going to allow that to work, but there are technicalities in between, and usually it's something that was done improper with the paperwork. That's the only way that that stuff works, and because it works every so often, people believe in it and they think that it can work for them. I did not get uh, the the debt releases uh, for the month of January. I think the last one that I did was in December. I did not get the update on that uh, to see how much debt is being released for February. But as soon as I get it, I will release that. I'm pretty sure the collection companies are chomping at the bit because they know that when people are going to start getting their income tax money, they have more of a chances of collecting on old and outstanding debt. Uh, let's see the next one. What else do we have some questions on? Someone, it was a spam that they put on one of my videos, but they were saying that they got tired of being rejected for opening up a bank account, and then they had a hacker do something to where they were able to get a bank account. Let me just tell you, watch out for those types of people with using the word hack. When someone says we're gonna do a hack into something, you already know that there could be trouble on the other end. So let's just play it out, because I think that most people, what happens is when they think about doing something that could be a loophole or something that's against the law, and they don't really play everything out. So if you're going to go into doing something and someone is telling you that they're going to hack, and then you ask, well, what are you hacking into? So you're going to actually pay someone to hack your information to allow you to be able to open up bank accounts. That's what you should think about when someone comes to you and they say that they got some hack for doing something. If you have trouble opening up a bank account, what you need to do is you need to look at check systems and to see what is the reasoning behind that. And some of them are looking at credit reports too. Some bank are looking at a credit report before they allow you to open an account. But more than likely, 9 times out of 10, they're looking at the check system. You need to resolve what's on the check system, and then when that is resolved, that's you're going to be able to open an account, because all they're doing is they're looking. I mean, it's just like you, if you were looking to date somebody and you looked at their background and they were cheating and doing all types of stuff, would you give them something? And then let's just say let's look at hacking something. Usually, if someone hacks something, they're going to take out history from something. So even when a bank looks at it and they look at boom, 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 and then it's blank, and then you're going to start here, they're going to say, well, what happened here? These people are not stupid. These are multi-billion-dollar companies. They're not stupid, but people think that they're stupid, and they're not stupid. So don't play that game. Why not play the game to win? Why not play the game to not have to look over your shoulder and have problems with stuff? That's all I'm saying. I mean, people, if someone wants to do some type of hack or anything, good for you, but you don't give that information to somebody, and this person is at their kitchen table talking about, I'm going to hack something, and then when something goes wrong, you go try to look for that person, and the information that's going to be left on your computer is going to say that you responded to something for someone that's going to hack something for you. That's not going to look too good. Let's see here. Well, we got some more comments. Well, there's some more about it. Has there been a class action lawsuit for the Federal Reserve? I could tell the person that's been thinking about that I saw stuff like that when the internet first started coming out, and information was able to be shared. That was one of these types of things were some of the things that was being passed around all over the place. They used to have books on that. Now people just make YouTube videos. Uh, let's see. The 609, you probably was wondering if I would skip over that. That's what made all the people go crazy when I talked about the Section 609 of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. A lot of people get mixed up with what I was expressing in that video. I had stated that with the 609 issues that were happening is that people were they were thinking of it like a gimmick, like this is like section 609, that's all I need to put and I'll be able to clean my credit. What it really was people were using the term 609, section 609, which is a legitimate way to validate something on your credit reports, but they were mixing it with doing credit sweeps, which were illegal, and they were having people, some people didn't get a police report, but it doesn't matter. If you sign a document and you're saying that you had ID theft, and they proved if the company chooses to, not every company chooses to do it, and I think that that's why a lot of people go and try to do this, but mainly with large ticket items, they don't just let it bypass. But if you sign and you say, you did sign for that loan, it's not past statute of limitations, you are legally binded to pay that loan, and you try to say that it was ID theft, you better be ready to prove that it was ID theft, because these companies are sick and tired of losing money. They're going to come after you. That's all I was saying. Oh, let's see what else we got. Well, I think that that's what we got right now, and I invite you to go to YouTube or continue looking at some of my other videos. I know what I want to say. Most people, number one problem that I see, even when we repair people's credit, is that people have an income problem. Like I said, I actually own five companies. I personally run two of them, but I own five companies. And what with one of them, I believe that there's something that I could share with people that will allow them to be able to make money. Now, this is not no get rich quick. This is going to be something that you'll have to work at. It is not network marketing, but it is something that is very much needed. Um, I have, with my publishing company, I deal with business owners, and there is a super, 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 super incredible need for this product to go to them. And what I'm going to do first is I'm testing to see if this could even work for business owners. And then if it can, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a training class to show people how to offer this service. It's not something where you're gonna have to quit your job, or it actually it'll probably only take about an hour a day, and it's basically looking at what would be set up in the system for you for advertising that business. But I'm gonna see if I can get it to work. If I can get it to work, it's there's over 40 million businesses in the United States. There's no way that I could service. I mean, no way. Already with all of the companies that do this service, they on the biggest one has like 1% of the market. 1% of the market on that, and so there's plenty of room. And I just, I think about credit repair, but credit repair is just a piece of the puzzle. We have to live a good life, be good to our family, be good to our children, and for me, be good to my grandchildren. And I have a grandson that's going to be here in May, and uh, and take care of your mom or your father. If my father passed away, but I always make sure that I'm there for taking care of my mother. For my brother, I set him up in a business, and he's doing very well with his business, and that's just like adding on to where his kids, they'll someday be able to run his business, and hopefully it goes on and on. And a big part of me wants to do something like this for other people. I have a lot of people that work for me that have worked for me for a long time. I'm talking 15, 20 years. And you're listening to a person that started, me and my wife in 1990 started with only $1,500 after I got out of the military. So you're talking to somebody that knows how it feels to not have hardly anything, barely can make ends meet. I was working a third shift security guard job at Carthage College, and it, you know, you, it, third shift, and I started my first business in 1990, and I still own that company, 100% of that company to this day. And but it has allowed me to live a life that that I dreamed about, and it's allowed me to help a lot of people through employment. It allowed me to help a lot of people with just showing them opportunity, and then they went on their own to do something. And I think that this opportunity, I really do hope that it'll work, because I want to share this with you, because I know that one thing that goes hand in hand, if you have a credit issue, it's usually because you didn't have enough money to pay the bills. And so we have to fix the credit, and you can do that on your own. You don't need our company. And you need to increase your income. So until next time, this is Stephen Williams with the creditrepairshop.com. If you need help, click the link below the video. If you just need to get your 3 credit reports, click the link below this video, and you'll be able to get your 3 reports and 3 scores. If you have any questions or comments, post them under the video. Thanks a lot.